How's it, everybody? Yes, you are listening to the Hisessions Hawaii podcast, where we talk about everything local and beyond. But instead of your regular host, John Yamasato, welcoming you to a regular episode, I am Nick Kawakami, and I'm here to welcome you to another edition of the Hisessions Oppo-cast. Yay! I don't have. Usually, you guys like volley with each other. I don't have that, so I'm gonna volley with myself.
Yeah. Okay.
Hey, Nick, what is an Oppo-cast? Well, Nick, let me remind you that our wonderful audience, that today's episode is flipped on its head, and the normal interviewers, John, Kyle, and Devon, are now my guests. So I'm happy to welcome them to another edition of the Hisessions Oppo-cast. Welcome, gentlemen.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you for having us.
But
you have a beautiful studio over here, man.
Thank you.
Who designed this?
A lot of
Whoever did a good job.
Look at all this, really, this stuff from pure heart. Like, who cares?
personally, I think it's a little cluttered, but that's just me. But no, before we get into it, let's start with the normal rigmarole that comes at the beginning of this. Okay. Starting with the free ways that you can stay in touch with the show. There's Facebook, there's Instagram, there's Twitter, all at Hisessions. Of course, you can email the guys at hisessions@yahoo.com.
Yep.
As for subscribing to the show, you're probably already listening through one of these apps right now, but just as a reminder that you can find the show on SoundCloud, YouTube, and Apple Podcasts. Don't forget that's in YouTube land, and then those listening in SoundCloud and Apple Podcastville. Take a moment to comment, like, rate, and review this episode, giving these guys 5 wonderful stars.
The one place that we're not, that I got to figure out how to get on is Spotify. Oh, we're not on Spotify.
No wonder we're not number one.
No wonder.
Damn it, John.
No wonder we're not Joe Rogan yet.
Yeah.
I don't know how to get us on there, so I'll work on that.
You mean I don't know how to get me on there as the host of this show and you the guest?
That's right.
John's not good at the role-playing thing. That's for another episode. So take a moment to like and review this episode, giving these guys 5 wonderful stars for all the hard work they do. I mean, at least for all the hard work that apparently Nisa does for editing the show now, as far as I understand.
She doesn't know. She doesn't do it
anymore. She doesn't do it anymore?
She doesn't do it
anymore?
No.
No.
She quit already.
Well, that was quick.
She quit already, yeah.
Wow.
Short-lived.
Tight ship that John runs.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I was going to say that, if Nisa's editing, you guys just basically show up and talk anyway, so.
No.
Not anymore.
Okay. Well, anyway, speaking of labor costs, if you would really like to be a supporter of these 3 guys, you can sign up to be a Patreon by going to patreon.com/Hisessions. All kidding aside, I personally know what it takes to keep the Hisessions empire afloat, and it's not easy. I am a Patreon myself.
Yes, Nick is a Patreon.
Because I believe in what these 3 guys are doing, and highly encourage you, the listener and viewer, to do the same by going to patreon.com/Hisessions and signing up. We'd personally like to welcome Mitsue to the Hisessions.
Hey,
thank you, Mitsue.
Mahalo.
And then finally, the other big way that you can help support these guys, support the local companies that support them. So first, Kupu Kupu Landscaping, landscape architects, create a landscape that is not only good looking, but multifunctional by calling Kevin Yokomura 808-722-8685 for a free estimate, or go to kupukupulandscaping.com to see their
Kevin
work.
Yesterday.
What?
I just talked to him yesterday.
And he said, great landscaping.
He did some work for one of our listings, and he's going to fix a sprinkler thing for me. So,
nice.
Yeah.
All right. And then thank you also to our food sponsor, Fort Ruger Market. I had the Rugerlicious.
Yeah, right.
A 5-pound bowl of poke.
The tegu in it is
game
bonkers.
changer.
Yeah, I never knew I would have tegu in my poke, but it makes total sense because
great idea, yeah.
Yeah, it's like duh. Did I miss anything?
Nope, that's
okay. As the regular. Now you're back.
No, but you can find Devon at 94.
Wait. I meant as far as sponsors and stuff.
Oh yeah, no, that's it.
All right, I didn't.
And don't hit the table.
Oh yeah, don't hit the table. I can't help it. I'm so excited. I'm so excited to be here again.
This so went totally off the rails.
Yeah. All right, so then let's get started with the Oppo-cast.
Okay.
First, I just wanted, obviously we have all of the background on what this all is, especially for those viewers and listeners who didn't catch the last Oppo-cast that we did. So first, now, My name is Nick Kawakami, just to introduce myself. And the reason I think I've been trusted with this episode is because, let's be honest, John has run out of ideas and people that he can call. He's used up all of his guests. No, but I actually proposed this format to John before last year's show because as a subscriber to this podcast, I rarely get to hear, or just in general, I guess, you rarely get to hear questions posed to the podcast host. You hear these people come on every month, every week, whatever it is, and you hear them talk about, you guys have interviewed hundreds now.
Yeah.
Is it hundreds?
Yeah.
We're in the 180th something.
Shut up.
Crazy.
Tens. You have to. I think you have to hit
Wow.
200 to be hundreds, but
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah.
hundreds plus.
Scores of people.
Almost at the tens.
Yeah. And so I wanted to change that. I want to change the format a little bit up here. I mean, because I'm being invited back too, I would assume that was the most listened to and watched.
Oh,
episode.
totally.
Oh yeah,
By
it's-
far.
I think we
Yeah.
have over 1 million views
Yeah.
of that one already.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Discount the fact that I do already know these guys in various forms over many years. John, I think being the longest. I think Kyle being the earliest.
Yeah.
I used to be a musician, so I've been on stage with both Devon and John.
You're still a musician.
No, I'm
Just not
retired.
an active musician.
Yeah. I sing in the shower still.
Yeah.
And then I used to help with my family business, which is how I met Kyle. His shop, actually, your original shop, was right around the corner from our
That's
family's
right.
factory.
Yes.
That's
on Coleman
right.
Street.
That's right.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Food
Very
Booth
close.
right down the street. We're
So,
neighbors.
but all in all, I'm here representing the listener and the viewer, and honored to be asked back for episode 2 of
Thank
the
you for doing
podcast.
this.
Thanks for coming back.
Yeah, thank you.
Thanks, John, for telling us at
Yeah.
some point in time. He's like, by the way,
well, the last-
we're gonna do an Oppo-cast.
The last time we
What?
did this wasn't in the studio.
No, yeah.
The last time we did
was
this, you
COVID.
wasn't a dad yet.
No, it wasn't even a hint of a dad yet. I
Yeah,
think.
and this was during COVID. So
It was
that
during
Michael
COVID.
and
We were
patio
at
I
your
think.
house.
Yeah.
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 So this is much more formal. I'm a little bit more nervous now. We had whiskey. That's why before last time too.
We
So
still have whiskey
Oh.
if you
Whiskey
want.
right there on the wall.
Maybe after.
maybe after.
Okay.
But with that out of the
Might
way,
be during, depending on how it
Yeah.
goes.
depending on how well you guys, if you guys get all staunchy and tight on me, I might have to
Get
Yeah,
a shit
only,
on
implement
only
a
this.
shot
John.
here.
Only John.
Maybe we have fireball in the fridge or something. But with that out of the way, let me introduce my 3 guests for today's Oppo-cast. First, to my immediate left, I was trying to think of good adjectives for all you guys. So he's a luminary in the local music scene.
Oh, wow. Luminary, John.
Okay.
Did you see John close his eyes?
That's an eye roll if I ever saw one.
His Okole went, "Wee!" Just a little bit. Cause
He's a luminary in the local music scene as an award-winning musician, getting his start as a member of the band Pure Heart, and then going on to a well-respected solo career as a singer. Are you turning my mic down?
No.
As a singer,
he wants
songwriter,
to
and producer.
crawl away. Keep going. Keep going.
For those of you that don't know, he, alongside Dave Kusumoto, who is also a former guest on this show,
Yep.
are the founders of the entire Hisessions ecosystem that includes this podcast and the very successful YouTube channel. During the day, he's a respected full-time real
Oh
estate
my God.
agent at Compass Hawaii and can be found at teamyamasato.com. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome John Yamasato to the
Oh, look, he
Hisessions
clapped
Hawaii
for
podcast.
himself. Wow, nice.
How was Japan, by the way?
Japan was excellent.
Yeah. All right.
Is Herb listening then? Is
Yeah.
that what's happening?
Yeah.
You'd like to go back again.
I do want to go back again. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. Next to John is the one and only Kyle Shimabukuro. Do you prefer Shimabukuro or Shimabukuro?
It doesn't matter. I don't know how to pronounce my own name either. Well, however, they say it when they pronounce Jake would be probably the correct way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Kyle is, of course, the superfluous owner and artist
Wow.
Oh, what you trying to say?
of High Life Clothing, which he started way back in 2006. Superfluous. I don't know. High Life Clothing is not only a local lifestyle brand that reflects our island's people's culture, but is also a brand that outfits all of the eligible Hisessions Patreons. Right?
That's right. Yep. That's right.
My wife gets my Patreon shirt every year. So she got the most recent John drawing of the High Life, which is a great shirt. If you are interested in High Life Clothing, it can be found at highlifeclothing.com, welcome, Kyle.
Thank you.
I saw on the highlifeclothing.com that you guys are doing custom Aloha shirts now.
Yeah, we're starting to, you know.
Gaining some steam.
Maybe we can-
I know personally, from
Maybe
my
we-
experience, how tough that is to get in there.
It's interesting.
Yeah.
You know? Maybe you can give me some tips later.
Yeah, no, I got no tips. My company went out of business.
I have one, and it's very nice. You should make more of them because people wanted to buy it, and I told them go to the High Life store and buy
Yeah,
one.
it's sold out.
And it's sold out. I was like, sorry.
No, there's more coming.
I tried wearing them in Japan, but it was cold, so I had the undersleeve shirt on it. So it didn't look as good, but I still
Which one, the
tried.
taco one or
Thanks
the-
for your support, though.
I like
The taco one,
Ama
yeah,
one.
the taco one.
Oh, the
Yeah.
Chonet one.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
the one. And then finally, at the end, is the man everyone calls omnipotent. Not impotent.
Yeah, I know.
Omnipotent. Devon Nekoba. Besides his IMDb,
You get clap for me.
You get nipples?
Why not clap for me?
Yeah.
You're not
What you
omnipotent.
mean? No, not nippleton.
Oh.
Yeah, omnipotent.
besides his IMDb of stage and film credits, Devon spends most of his time as the host of Rise and Drive on 94.7 FM Kumu, where you can hear him every weekday morning from 5 a.m. to 10 a.m. What time do you get up for that?
I don't know. I lose track of time in the morning.
So-
I wait for my wife to wake me up and then I go.
Basically, you got to go to bed after this.
Yeah, pretty much.
Middle of the day,
Yeah,
just say
pretty
lunchtime
much.
to go to bed.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, and I do the show with Sunway.
Oh,
Yeah.
nice.
Yeah.
Okay, so but besides that, his IMDb says that he's most known for his role on the rebooted Hawaii Five-0 television show.
Yeah.
And his roles are listed as TSA official and TSA SAC Myers.
Yeah.
What is SAC?
I have
you
no idea. I didn't even know the SAC thing was
But
on
those
there.
are
I
speaking
just said
parts,
my-
right? That's why you get the
Yeah, so I initially
The
I
credit.
was just on the show as TSA guy, and then when they brought me back, then they had to give me a name.
a name.
And they gave you a new uniform.
Yeah, they gave me a new uniform.
Because the
And
first
I got to
uniform
stand
was
next
like
to Grace Park, which was awesome.
a size extra small.
No, not even big
Yeah, the-
residual check.
Yeah, your first uniform was kind of snug there, yeah?
Well, I was fat too. Well, I still am, but I mean,
No,
you know,
but
I was more fat.
the first time was like, whoa. what did they get? No, it wasn't Devon speaking. It's like, why is his shirt so small?
Yeah, they give you the wrong size.
No, that's they
And
do
but
that.
then after that, it looked good after.
Yeah.
I don't know. But I try not to worry about it too much. I was standing next to.
Hey guys, on the Oppo-cast,
Those two
we do
guys.
not do body shaming, okay? that's my rule.
I'm not
I think
body
you looked
shaming,
great,
I'm-
Devin.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm clothing, like costume design shaming.
Yeah. But I will say, okay, so first I'm honored because usually he's the one interviewing everybody else, right? Whether on the radio or on stage.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's right.
But I do have a question for you because I feel like after listening to the show for a while now, your car has become a central character.
My car.
Yeah.
Was that right?
Because there's been at least a couple, or there's one time, the last time I was here, your car alarm went off.
Oh yeah.
Or not the last time, the show before the last time I was here.
Yeah.
Your car alarm, and you ran off and didn't come back on the show. And then a few episodes ago, you were talking about how your car got broken into.
Yes.
And they stole
They
your
stole my glasses
VCR.
and they stole my golf shoes. So I had to get new golf shoes.
So what, do you need a Kahu to come and like
No,
press your car
because
or
I have a new
something?
car. I got a new
Oh,
car.
okay.
So yeah.
Oh, congratulations.
Is it because they broke the window and you said, just give me a whole new car?
Pretty much. Well, it's also because the lease was almost up, and they called me and said, "Oh, by the way, have you seen the new cars?" And I went, "I have not. Thank you very much."
What,
You got a Civic, yeah? No.
It's a CRV again.
CRV?
But the
Oh.
CRV now
Yeah,
is
the
a
CRV
little
brothers.
bit bigger. It's a little bit longer. It's a little bit wider.
See-
And yeah, it's nice, man.
You guys are CRV brothers.
Yeah, no,
but-
he's got the tiny ass CRV that he just
But that's
never.
the thing. I don't like that it got bigger. So I might go HRV.
Yeah,
In fact,
the
one of-
the HRV is actually the size of a CRV.
Yeah, it is, right?
Yeah,
I was just telling him, brother, it's time to get a new car because we rode in
we're
into Aruba.
trying.
You should have.
And it's making-
Isn't the story that you always pass your car down?
No, he
No.
Or
drives
no,
it
you
until...
take over your wife's
Yeah,
old
yes,
car.
Yeah, he
Yeah,
just
yeah,
drives,
yeah.
but he drives it until it dies.
Yeah, right
Yeah.
now it's about to die. It's like clunking when he takes a turn, and it's time for him to upgrade, man.
Hubcap falls off.
Yeah.
I know, but I'm like, what
Patch it
the?
back on.
It's still moving.
All right. Well, that just means we
Barely.
need Honda Windward to be a sponsor
Ooh.
of the
Yeah.
show.
Yeah.
So if anybody there, tell them to hook it up.
Yeah, tell them hook me up because I paid.
No,
a lot
too late.
Of
You
money
already
for
got
my-
yours.
Oh, damn it. All right.
But like I said, today's show is going to be different. Oh, so sorry. Welcome,
No.
Devon, to the show.
Thank you.
Oh,
Very much.
yay.
Oh, thank you.
Good job.
Yeah.
Omnipotent guy, you.
Now I was reviewing the last show and I was reviewing my questions, and as I was listening to it, I realized that I got into the questions too deep too fast. Like we went deep last time. I asked some I mean, if I may say so myself, I asked some good questions, but I think we went too deep too fast.
Okay.
We got the bends.
And as I was thinking about what the Oppo-cast means, as somebody who is now getting a rare chance to interview the interviewers, I was thinking that a lot of the people don't know you guys even because like I said, I'm lucky. I know you guys from before, so I have some background on you. But a lot of the people that are listening, a lot of people tuning in, don't have that background. Mm-hmm. So I figured let's not go so deep to start off, and we'll see how it goes today. We'll get some. I sent you guys a list of questions.
Did everybody respond?
Everybody responded.
Wow.
For real?
Everybody responded.
I had a bet going with John that there was no way Kyle was going to respond to those questions.
I was surprised.
I was so tempted to answer it as if Devon was answering it, but then I thought I'd be a good team player.
That would throw me off.
Yeah.
So you got to think of Nick.
Yeah. Thank you. Thank you for
I thought about
me.
you.
Yeah. Thank you. So let's just start off with John because John is the center point to pretty much all the things that High Session is. Mm-hmm. So tell the story about how you three got together, because obviously you guys have a very big history together as far as friendship goes. But how did you get together to start the High Sessions podcast?
Well, speaking with our friend Dave Kusamoto. Mm-hmm. We thought that we needed to reach out to our audience because the music videos are great, but there's no through line to communicate to the audience, So how do we do that? And one idea was a podcast. And then when I brought it up to Dave, I said, well, let's do a podcast together. And he's like, I don't want to do a podcast. He was just not interested in doing a podcast. So then I started thinking, okay, who do I know that I could sit down and talk to and have a good conversation with? And then that's when Devon comes up, because Devon's a broadcaster, but also I know we talk a lot about random stuff all the time anyway, and I don't get to see Devon as much as I would like to, so all those things together would be a reason to get together and whatnot. Excuse. So I called Devon and say, hey, I'm going to be doing this podcast. Do you want to come in? And so we sat down and we did our first podcast together.
He's lying. By the way, he's lying. He's not remembering it correctly, but okay.
Well, we'll hear. That's your side.
Remember it correctly?
Yeah, you're not remembering it correctly. Because what you told me was, hey, Dave and I are going to do a podcast. Can you be our first guest? We're not going to put it on anywhere, but we want you to come in and do it. And I went, all right, well, I'll help. You help out your friend when they ask you to help out. Yeah. So I went to that room on the side of Dave's house, and we sat down, and they put this equipment in front of me, and they went, okay, here's the podcast. Go. And I went, and what are we doing? Oh, we're just going to talk. Okay. So we started talking. And at the end of it, John, I left. I went, you guys good? And he goes, yeah. And I left. And then 5 minutes later, John calls me and says, hey, by the way, Dave really liked it, but he doesn't want to do it. So can you be on the podcast with us? And I was like, wait, what? And he goes, yeah, we're just going to record every week. And I went, oh, okay, well, I guess I can do that.
So Kyle wasn't even. This is pilot version.
Yeah, because
pilot
then we said, well, we have to do another test run, and so we said, who can we get to do the test run?
Who can we get that is home doing nothing during the weekday and has a house we can record at?
Oh yeah.
And then John called me.
That's right.
Yeah. And then after we did that test run, then John called me and goes, hey, can we get Kyle? You think Kyle would do the podcast with us? I go,
after you interviewed him.
Yeah.
Well, it was also because can we get Kyle because we don't have a place to record and we need his house. And since we need his house, we might as well just ask him because he can be there.
Was this during COVID? That's why too.
No, this is
before COVID.
Actually, yeah.
Well, actually, the thing that for me was when I was doing the initial podcast with Devon, I was trying to think about what we were going to talk about, have a conversation with Devon, watch the sound levels.
Yeah.
And it was just too much to.
Oh, as the solo host or with Dave.
No, Dave didn't.
Because Dave didn't do it.
Dave was never in the picture. Yeah.
Sorry, Dave.
That was it.
Sorry, Dave.
that was a distract for Devon to try to just get him in the room. Yeah. But and then I'm like, oh. So then when we sat down, we talked to Kyle. I'm like, oh, with Kyle there, it actually helps a lot because Kyle is a little bit more silly than Devon and myself, and then
a little bit.
Yeah, and it gives it when they start talking together, then it gives me time to kind of think and look at my notes and do these kind of things. So that's why it turned into a 3-person podcast.
And that, I mean, to me, that's a really interesting kind of story arc. Not only because the original cast wasn't even included you two, but also because like you came to the realization in your head, but you can also see now how well each person's role is in the show and what they bring separately to the show. And because even the Kyle episode wasn't published, right?
No.
Yeah. So you started the publishing.
So this is all just prepping to figure out how we were even going to do it. Right?
Yeah.
So I think the first episode was Jake.
Yeah.
Oh.
Was it Jake?
Oh, it was?
Yeah, it was right after me was Jake.
Okay.
It was episode 1.
But it was weird. It was also weird to be asked to do
Jake's
it.
my other guinea pig. Like,
yeah, I know. Jake,
Hey,
we're
can
going
you
to do
come
this
in?
thing. And he's like, yeah, okay. Sure.
Yeah.
But well, the thing that I worried about is I've seen podcasts where there's 2 people or there's 1 person, Joe Rogan podcast or whatever. Yeah. But I hadn't seen with 3 hosts, and I was thinking, who the hell is going to sit down with the 3 of us? Because between the 3 of us, we're going to talk too much, and we're not going to...
Yeah.
You know what I mean? We sit down, we get out the stuff, and then once we're done bantering, they're like, okay, that's the show. Thank you. So,
it has helped me become a better listener.
With your wife?
Interesting. How so?
Because
first of all, in what way? Like in real life, in like regular life?
Well, if the 3 of us are together in the dining area or we're hanging out at Zippy's or wherever, we're just talking, right? Free flowing. But when we have a guest, we've got to listen to them. But between the 3 of us talking, we've got to give each other the space to ask the questions.
And it's it's interesting that you bring that up, at least for me as a listener of the show, because the amount, I think you guys all do a good job of listening in that sense, but Kyle in particular, I can tell that he's always kind of, he's waiting. He doesn't, I don't want to, how do I say this without offending John and Devin? He waits for his spots to come in with really good questions. And I think that's probably
Let's just say to come in with questions.
Yeah. Not just, here's something about me that you also know that's related to this.
That is true. Devin and I do talk a lot about ourselves.
No, but I mean, that's my overall point, though, is that the 3 of you together give such an... It's not the 3 of you going and having your own show and a guest just sitting here listening. There's enough back and forth and the 3 of you bring enough of a different perspective that you don't get the same things from the guests that you would get from a normal podcast, I don't think. I've heard some of your, I mean, to be fair, I've heard your guests on other venues, and, as again, I don't mean to offend Devin, but a lot of the times you're on stage and they're asking questions like, hey, where can they find you? Hey, where, what are you doing next? Like those simple questions.
Yeah.
But I feel like you guys here have the format where you can get a little bit deeper in there. Is that intentional?
You know what it is? I think the biggest difference between this podcast and the rest of the ones out there, which are good, is that we don't plan anything. John is the planner. He has the kind of scale of what to say in the beginning. Well, we have no clue where it's going to end up at the end of the hour of the podcast.
A lot of times Kyle does not even know who the guest is or what the guest is.
And I purposely do that because I want to learn. I don't want to go, where you grad from? And I looked on the internet and I really know where they grad from already. It doesn't seem real when I do that. So if I don't know who they are, I'd rather find out through this interview.
That in remembering back to what you said, I forget what episode it was. But you said you guys were talking about your t-shirt designs, and I think it was even that exact t-shirt design, and you made a comment that you oftentimes design with the intent of having the customer giving the customer the ability to create their own meaning behind the shirt.
Yeah.
Right. And I
remember that.
Yeah. Do you think that it's kind of that same deal with you not, I don't want to say not preparing, but intentionally, intentionally blinding yourself from who's going to be on the show or preparing anything in that same way where creativity is a little bit more free flowing in that sense.
Yeah, I think so, and I also come in from a different perspective from John and Devon, because a lot of the people that they bring in are celebrities or musicians that they know personally.
Like me, thank you.
Yeah, like you. But I know you anyway, so it's not a big difference.
Yeah,
But it's different because you're leading it.
They already have that rapport or that relationship with them sometimes, and from me, I just know them from like watching them at a bar or listening to their album, or from a friend that introduced me to them once, but they don't know who I am. So getting to know them on that level is more real for me than kind of going on Google and finding out their biography of where they're from and all that kind of stuff. So
I always have fail safes.
Yeah.
So like I always have backup questions in case we run out of stuff to talk about.
So it's just like you're talking about one thing, and it's like, hey, and so how's the family? Yeah. And I was gonna say what's ironic about that whole thing is I have a full page of notes and questions that I have prepared for here. So that just means that this is gonna be the worst episode ever produced.
Actually, I have something before we start.
Okay.
If you don't
What do you
mind.
mean, before we
I
start?
don't mind.
Well, I just had this thought, and I wanted to get you guys' thoughts on it.
Okay.
Okay.
So yesterday, I'm at the gym.
Oh no.
Okay. And over where the bench is, there's a couple other benches and dumbbells and stuff. And I went at like 5:30, 6 o'clock, which is kind of crowded time because everyone's getting off of work and they're stopping by the gym and whatnot. And so I was able to grab a bench. I put the bench down. I get all my stuff. I'm kind of set up. I put my dumbbells down. And then this other guy comes by and he grabs a couple weights and he looks like he wants to do, but it's crowded, right?
Okay.
So we don't say anything to each other, but I know he wants to do his set. So I just kind of walk off so he can go do whatever he's going to do. And then my things, I'm going to come back and do my weights after. And the guy's doing like butterfly, like shoulder things. He does like 500 reps. I swear he was standing there for like 10 minutes just waving his arms in the air. And so after a while, it was very uncomfortable because like
It's about tone. Not
I walked away. I got a drink of water. I came back and I'm just kind of standing there.
So you're complaining about the implied gym etiquette that was not observed?
Isn't that weird?
No, that's what I'm saying.
Well, wait.
How much reps do you do? 5?
Like 10 or at the most 15.
Well, how many-
John's going for bulk. That's why.
How many weights did you have in front of you?
No, I mean, I just had like these 30-pound dumbbells because I was going to lie down and do like, the bench.
Yeah.
So, okay, I just want to make sure I understand the sequence of events. So you take the little bench thing, you move the bench to where you need it.
Yeah.
You get your 2 30-pound dumbbells, you walk over to the bench.
Yeah, and I put
you
it down
put
on
them
the ground.
down. And then when you turn around, a guy comes around.
Well,
and
there's another guy there, and he's by the dumbbells too.
Okay.
And it's all kind of cramped, because everyone's kind of in that area.
Yeah.
So I just kind of acknowledge him, and I walk away so he can go do.
Oh, you gave him the head nod?
Yeah, I kind of
Well,
alright.
why did you walk away?
Because if he's waving his arms,
You want
and
to get hit.
I'm in his
No.
space.
What I'm saying is, you put the bench down. You had the dumbbells. How come you didn't just?
Like stand your ground.
Yeah. Well, no. Just sit down and start doing your exercises. What was it about the fact
Because
that
he was standing there too. We were both in that area at the same kind of time,
But you had the bench there.
Was he
Yeah.
older than you?
No, he's a young guy.
Was he bigger than you?
Yeah, everybody's bigger than me.
Were you intimidated?
No,
Yeah, were you intimidated? Yeah.
I
Ah.
was not intimidated.
Okay.
But I
Did he
just
say
thought
anything to you?
There's just not enough space for the both of us to do our workout. We're gonna bump into each other.
But he
So-
took your
But he
weights
took your
to
stuff.
do
No, he had his own. He
Oh,
grabbed his
okay.
own dumbbells from.
Oh, I
'cause
thought
he was
we-
using,
yeah, see,
he
He
was
just
using,
got
like,
out of
three-
the mirror space.
He was standing in front of. He
Yeah.
wanted the mirror. He was standing there with these like 3-pound dumbbells.
and you don't need the mirror.
I don't need the mirror,
Yeah.
but it was clear that there was not enough space for us both to start waving our arms in the air and doing stuff. So I was conscientious and I just stepped aside and like, okay, you go do your thing, and then when you're done, I'll come do my thing, and then we'll swap. Can swap out
Yeah,
of
you
it.
did the nod, but underneath the nod was all of this
Yeah.
subtext that had been built around
But then
it.
he stands there and is doing this thing forever.
Huh.
And I thought that's so weird to do that.
Well, because that's his workout.
So what was your question to us?
Yeah.
Isn't that weird of him?
Yes.
For him
Yes.
to do 500 for him to do 500 reps?
Yes, John, that's weird.
Knowing that someone's standing there waiting, why would you do such an exercise?
See,
It's
but
gonna
if
take
you
so
walked
long.
away and you came back, I would have thought that you just walked away and you were done and you would
No,
come
but I
back and
left all
say
my.
something.
I hadn't even started working out yet.
Well, but
Okay, here's the real question. He did 500, right, of those. Were you gonna do the same exercise?
No.
Okay. Do you think that you could have done 500
No,
lifting the same way that he was?
Oh, no.
No. So it was substantial.
Well, I mean, I don't know.
Here's my best guess. He just had back surgery, and that's how his exercise
I see.
to get it back up.
You did a good deed, John.
He has 2 kids at home. He can't carry the kids anymore right now
I don't
because
know.
he just had back surgery. He's
I
trying
just
to
feel like if it was
rehab.
me, and I knew somebody was going to come back and use this, we're trading off. I would just do my thing real quick, and then put my, so the other guy can come back. And
John,
that's the Japanese in you.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
Did you stand there like this is not going to do well for the podcast?
Yeah.
Did you stand there like with your arms crossed and your brow furrowed?
Yeah, did you look at him? Yeah.
I didn't.
Did you make any eye
You know,
contact?
try flexed and anything.
Was there any like
Now,
heavy breathing like on the side
No,
where you
no,
even
no.
know what you're feeling?
now this guy does also. So there's a punching bag.
Oh, he's
Like
famous.
a big heavy bag.
Yeah.
He is one of these guys that does grab the gloves and go up to it and be like,
Oh,
Yeah, in
you know,
public
so
gym.
Yeah.
he's one of those kind of guys.
yeah,
intensity.
those guys.
He's there a lot.
Yeah.
The key
So
eye
he's pretty
guys.
fit, and I do admire his gumption,
You need to meet him.
you know?
Be like, hey, I'm John. Just want to say you have great pecs.
Like
Or
I
Dude,
traps.
do you need to do 500
Yeah,
of these
you're
things?
great
Can
traps,
you fucking move so I can do like, I don't know, 5?
yeah, and
Is it okay? Because you could have just said, hey, man, if it's okay, can I jump in and just do my set real quick?
well, I
do my
didn't want
reps
to.
real
I didn't want to
quick?
bother him.
No, that was the
Yeah, I know,
Yeah,
but
that
he
was the
didn't even
heavy
do
bit.
that. He just see that you were expecting him when you walked away to look at the stuff on the ground and go, oh, I think he was doing something.
It's very
And you were
Japanese.
expecting
he had
you were
no
expecting
clue.
him
Yeah.
you were expecting him to glean from that
That's very
information
local
that he
Japanese
saw.
style.
Yeah,
I guess.
Yeah.
But he is probably not from here. And he also, if he's
not,
at the
yeah.
gym that much,
Yeah.
his understanding, if he's looking in the mirror and doing exercises and doing 500 of these things, I
Yeah.
guarantee you, he did not even notice that you were there. And unless you said
He's in his own
something,
world.
That's true.
he wasn't going
It's
to
not
notice.
you,
That's
John.
true.
It's him.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's,
Don't
yeah,
worry.
it's him. Don't
yeah,
worry. It's
I
him.
guess in my brain,
not your
I kind of
fault.
looked at it as like, like sometimes you're like doing the bench and then some guy, like, hey, can I jump in? And it's like, yeah, okay. And you guys kind of switch off.
Yeah.
But like,
Yeah.
it's as if you went, hey, can I jump in? And then you took everything down to like just the bar, and then you benched the bar 300 times, and the other guy's just standing there waiting for you. You know, that's how I looked at it.
Yeah, it's okay.
But yeah,
John.
maybe he didn't even know that I
He
existed.
did not. He did not. I guarantee you, he did not even notice you.
I'm sorry that happened to you.
Okay, now
Thank you,
of
thank you for
strange-
sharing that.
Yeah.
We're
Now
so
you can ask
glad
a
you
question.
shared that, John. Because
Guys, you have to be supportive.
This is the stuff that
Yeah.
people tune into the podcast.
Yeah.
I was sitting there.
Or
I'm
this
like,
is just so that people turn off the podcast.
Well, yeah, that too. They got about
I was thinking
halfway
yesterday. I'm
through.
like, I gotta talk to Kevin and Devin and Kyle about this tomorrow because
Well, and it's actually that this whole thing is also a good segue into
Oh,
the
Okay.
first section of things that I wanted to do because we're
Okay.
gonna talk. We're all talking about chemistry, so we want to talk about. I wanted to test your guys' chemistry a little bit amongst each other, and like I mentioned earlier, I had you guys fill out a questionnaire.
yeah.
It was
Oh, I wouldn't know how
Pretty
to answer
simple.
any of those
Comprehensive.
questions for these guys.
and we're gonna quiz the other two people.
Oh,
Oh,
okay.
shit.
And see if they
Yeah,
know.
we're not gonna. Yeah,
ah man,
sorry.
why are easy though?
Well, we'll see how easy
No,
they
they're
are.
not that easy, John. I would not be able to answer any of those questions.
No,
for you.
because some of them been brought up on this podcast. But
Yes,
okay.
yes, that's true.
Go
That's
ahead.
true. Some of these were brought up but all three of you have not
I can-
answered them all the time.
Yeah, all right.
Yeah. So, and then of course, feel free to jump in, add, fill in.
Yeah.
if
I'm
you
gonna
guys
let
wanna justify.
Kyle answer all the questions.
Okay.
Yeah. So first, we'll start off with because John thinks he's the most easiest to be known. That's a great sentence I just said. Devin and Kyle, what is John's favorite flavor of ice cream?
Ah, man.
yeah, so
You know
they're
what?
not
I
gonna
would
get
just
it.
say vanilla because he's such a plain guy.
But he's mentioned this on the show a couple times.
Yep.
You like Rocky
Even-
Road, though.
Even brand.
Oh wow. No. No.
Nothing?
I got nothing.
John?
I got nothing.
Rosalani chocolate macadamia nut.
Oh yeah. See, I
Oh,
never would.
yeah.
I was gonna go with chocolate, but I wouldn't have gone with McNut.
Okay. Well, so far,
See, I think
Zero
the
points
problem,
for you guys.
well, see, the problem we have here
Yeah.
with this
is you're not
is-
actually listening to each
Yeah,
other.
yeah.
like Kyle
We don't
said.
really care about each other that much, so it's like whatever.
Well, let's see. Maybe
We know the big strokes. Like
Maybe they
John
know
gets
you.
irritated at cats. and birds that shit in his house.
Yeah.
That's
You know
right.
what I mean?
Yeah.
Like we know those
You know
kind
that,
of things.
but that wasn't on my
we
list
know
of
that
questions.
Exactly, and that was not on the list of questions. And like, how does John relate with his wife? Is his wife the boss? Yes. She is the boss.
Yeah.
That's right.
But I mean,
That's the kind
which
of
wife
stuff.
isn't the boss? Anyway, we don't want to get into that one with me. John and Kyle, let's see how well you know Devon. Okay.
Okay. All right.
Oh,
What
oh
is okay? So this is actually a hard question because Devon listed 4 answers to this
Of
question
course.
of one answer. What is his favorite movie? So I guess technically you have
Empire
a better shot
Strikes Back.
because- Huh?
The Empire Strikes Back.
I don't know. If it's 4 movies, it probably is the Star Trek.
Is that you guys want to get? You guys want to be in agreement, or are you gonna just?
I'm saying Empire Strikes Back.
Okay, so here's the other tidbit about Devon's answers. He didn't answer a movie. He answered with
Yeah.
a series of movies.
I tried
So-
not to do that because it said your favorite movie.
Exactly.
Not your
so
favorite
Devon
series
failed
of
at
movies.
the filling out of this for me.
But there's genres, man.
All
You
right,
can't
so
just do
here's
one
here's
movie.
why. So basically, Devon listed like 40 movies as his favorite movies because not only did he include all of Star Trek, which Kyle
Oh,
got,
wow.
he included every single Star Wars, which is now a whole universe
Yes.
of movies. But the ones that I thought were interesting,
Little
were-
Mermaid.
huh?
Little Mermaid.
No, not. Well, maybe not yet. We haven't seen the new one that came out
Yeah,
yet.
no, that's true.
The Sure Thing, which I have no idea what that is.
You've never
Oh,
seen
that's
that
a
movie?
rom-com. I don't
Awesome.
even remember
John
who's in
Cusack,
it.
Daphne Zuniga. Rob Reiner actually directed it.
Okay, and 12 Angry Men, which
Oh,
is
That's a great
from
movie.
the 50s.
I watched that when I had
60s?
COVID.
Okay, good.
I was like, I'm gonna watch this movie again.
It's one of those, yeah. You watch it. It's
Henry Fonda.
Yeah, completely self-contained, and you can't. Once I jump in there and you sit down, you go, oh yeah, I
can't stop.
forgot how good this movie is. You get sucked in, and that's it.
Yep.
But
a good-
besides
that's a
those
good-
two
I like
interesting
that.
ones, he also included all of Star Wars and all of Star Trek. One for Star Trek because of the reboot. Oh, you don't like the original ones?
No,
like
I
the
like the
new
original
ones.
ones too, but the reboot is one of my favorites because I can go back to. I looked at it as what's a movie that I continually go back to and watch
The Chris Pine
over. Yeah, the
ones?
Chris Pine one. Just
Yeah, those are
because
pretty good.
the way that they redid everything, brought in the characters, it would still.
I guarantee
you know-
if Tori Mel were here, he would poop on.
Oh, I'm sure.
the new
Oh yeah,
ones,
yeah.
I'm
Sorry.
sure.
Yeah, he would.
He
hate
would
it.
not
He
like the
Sorry,
new ones.
Tori. Sorry.
Well, he's not here. Devon's here. Devon's
Yeah.
the one we're asking the question.
Yeah.
of. Okay, so that's half credit. Okay, you guys
Okay,
get half
all
point
right.
for that one.
I like that.
Okay, so then finally to Kyle, John,
Okay.
and Devon.
All right.
Okay, what did this one is probably the one that you guys are gonna get. I was assuming this is the one that you guys are gonna get, so I'm excited to see that you're not gonna be able to get this. What did Kyle list as his favorite hobby?
Fishing.
Yeah, fishing. Well, he probably. Well, we'd have to go against type because if it's fishing, then he's not gonna say fishing. He could say something else. Just
Are you looking at me?
because he wants to be. Just because he
Eating.
wants to be contrary.
Eating.
No, not eating.
Kyle listed his favorite hobby as throwing net.
Yeah, that's
Oh,
fishing.
Fishing, yeah,
Yeah.
but not with a pole.
Throw net,
That's
yeah.
like Star Wars. You can't. Oh
Yeah.
yeah, he likes ocean activities.
No.
All right. All right.
So I'll give you half. I'll give you
Okay,
3/4
throw net,
credit
yeah,
for
yeah.
that one too.
You know, I used to like pole fishing, but I like throwing it better because you're moving
Yeah,
around
yeah,
and you're
yeah. I
hunting.
can see that.
Yeah.
Do you want to give out your secret
It's
spot?
a-
No.
Okay.
It's like I like.
I have none. I don't catch anything.
He just wanders around with the
It's
net,
great.
throws
It's
it
just
out.
good, it's
and
just
brings
good
it back.
exercise.
Yeah. He's in his front yard. Just
Yeah.
Yeah.
I find spear fishing more fun than pole fishing.
Yeah, because you're hunting.
Yeah. But I get cold in the water.
Yeah. Then you
So I
have
can
that
only go in
problem.
for so long, you know.
And as we know about you, you don't like cold.
I
He does
don't like
not
cold.
like cold at all.
Yeah.
Nope.
No cold at all.
Okay, so now those are some easy ones, just
Okay,
icebreakers.
alright,
You guys
okay,
obviously don't know
okay.
each other, which is kind of what I wanted to prove here. So good for me. But as I went down the list, some things actually did get a lot more interesting. So
Okay.
and I wanted to ask, and some of them needed some follow up questions. So John, when asked what animal you would like to be reincarnated as,
Oh, it said animal?
yep.
Oh, my bad.
Oh boy, he answered that
Can
one.
you guys guess what he wrote?
Yeah, he wrote like a cartoon character instead, or some kind of.
No,
Or
even
he
better.
wrote an insect. He wrote an insect or something.
Yeah.
Nope, even
No.
better. Insect is an animal.
Oh, okay.
I thought it just said if you're what would you want to be reincarnated into?
What you
Oh.
said, like a tree?
Yep, 100%. So
why a tree?
Yeah. So why
I
a
just
tree?
thought it'd be very peaceful to just stand there for eternity and just kind of
Not have to do anything.
waver in the wind,
Is that what you would like in your current life? Is just
Sure.
to be left alone and stand in the wind? Everybody.
Wait,
So
would you be an urban tree though, around people, or would you be in the forest by yourself?
I was thinking more forest.
Yeah.
Yep.
Mm.
One of those big sequoia trees that are like live to be 2,000 years old.
Mm.
can I just point out the irony here that you've chosen careers
I know.
in real estate, which you have to know a ton of people and talk to a lot of people,
Yeah.
Also,
Yeah.
entertainment industry.
and
Yeah.
musician,
Yep.
where you have to be on stage, and then
But he doesn't
Hisection.
talk. But he tries not to talk to the people when
Oh.
he's on stage, right? Because there's a distance.
Yeah.
They're in the seats over
No,
there, and he's
John
over
goes
here.
into the on his defending him. He goes into the crowd. He mingles. He talks to
yeah.
everybody. He's friendly.
I tell people this a lot. That being a musician for me was escape route from social interaction.
that's so weird because that's not an escape route actually.
Well, it is in the sense that when I'm on stage, I get to plan my social interaction, and I'm in control of the
Oh.
social.
yeah, he likes control.
He likes control.
Versus random interactions at a party and stuff. I'm very bad.
When he's walking up and talking to people.
Yeah.
But you're not bad. I've been with you at real estate stuff.
But that's a job thing.
It's a
You've been trained to do that.
outside. I look very comfortable, but inside I'm panicking and
Yeah, because he wants to
I wanna
make
go
sure he
home.
doesn't forget their name
yeah.
or the thing that he knows them for.
Yeah, half the
Or
time
what if
I'm
they know me?
Saying something
what,
to offend them is his
yeah,
biggest
or
concern.
what if they ask me a question about Pure Heart and I really don't want to answer that question about how you guys are gonna put out the album and when are we gonna do something?
Oh yeah, when
live,
is the
right?
new album coming out?
I mean, just recently there was this guy that's dad on one of our baseball teams, and I went to school with him, but he's younger than me, and I thought his name was, I will just call him Mark. All these years for like 30 years, and I was calling him Mark, and then Stacey's like, his name is Roger. Oh my god, I've been calling him Mark this whole time. I felt so bad,
Okay, so this is I think this is quintessential John. So John, if we're doing this, right?
Yeah.
If we're doing one of these, something may happen during the course of the thing. He and I don't notice anything. We're just kind of blissfully going along, right?
You mean like subtext or
Just
something that happens?
just something with the guest or
Yeah,
something
yeah,
with
yeah,
him. We're just sort of moving along, right?
Yeah.
We finish the thing. 20 minutes later, I'm sitting in my car and I get a call and it's John and I go, "Hello?" He goes, "Hey Dev, so yeah, I just wanted to touch base real quick. There's a thing that happened during the podcast and yeah, I just wanted to make sure that you're okay and that you weren't upset." And I'm thinking, I was like, I don't know about if that happened to you, but
He never does that to me.
well, he does that
He
to
is
me.
a so-
He does that to me.
He doesn't
like,
care about my feelings.
Well, we all know that Devin is a super fragile.
Yeah, I am.
yeah.
I'm a wilting flower.
Yeah.
So he always asked me like, "Are you okay?" Like
But isn't that nice?
It's
Isn't that-
super nice.
yeah.
It was the first time he did it to me. It freaked me the hell out because I was like, "What are you doing?
Yeah.
Why are you calling me and asking me if this is okay?" I'm like, "John, it's fine. Are you sure? Because I just want to." And I was like, "What the hell? Why? Why would you ask me that?" And now I know. So while we're doing the podcast, I'll listen for something and go, "Okay, John's gonna call me about it."
Now I'm offended.
Yeah. That's what I wanted to create with this Oppo-cast is
Yeah.
dissent among you
Yeah,
guys.
right, exactly.
So hopefully one
Division.
quits and I go, whoop. Yeah.
Division.
Called you in the past.
Yeah.
I've called you to check on something.
Yeah, yeah. Kyle, do you think Devin is mad because I said
And more often than not, it doesn't. I don't even pay attention. So it's actually kind of cool. But it's nice that he pays attention to that kind of stuff and is aware. Of
Well, he's a
it.
sensitive guy.
You guys are all okay. I mean, you guys are all good friends too, so it's
Yeah.
not like he's calling you out of the blue. But
No.
to be fair to John too, he just wants to be left the hell alone. So
Yeah.
if
Yeah.
you guys could just be happy and he doesn't have to worry about this, and he can just be this tree standing in the wind.
That's why I asked the two of us to be in a podcast with him
What
where we
animal did
talk
you
with
guys
other
say?
people. We're like, what?
What animal did you guys pick?
I think I picked bear.
Yeah. Devin picked bear. Kyle answered bull put out to stud.
I mean, come on. That is the best animal to be, right?
Well, I didn't
You
know that-
automatically get a nose ring.
Yeah.
and you just cruise and you.
What do you mean you automatic? What is a nose ring? What is the
Right,
importance
if
of
I'm
a
waiting
nose
for
ring?
out the stud, I'm getting a nose ring.
One of the ones in the middle of your
Yeah,
nose.
right in the middle.
Yeah. The big
And
ring.
just cruise and.
I didn't know we could. I didn't know we could put like contingencies on this thing.
yeah.
Because like, I would say I want to be
You should
Jessica
make a
Alba's
shirt, man, with
dog.
a big bull's head. It's just, I like cruising oof all day.
And then the wearer gets to define what that means.
Interpret it how you wish.
Yeah.
But that would be John. John would enjoy that.
What?
Just cruising
Being a
the
bull?
field,
No, he
have
would
a
have to
ring
do.
in his nose.
No, but
He
if
just wanted-
but
he
if you
just
put the
wanted oof.
stud, he would have to be like energetic.
Well,
And
active.
well, when I was answering this question, I was thinking because I was
First of all.
gonna say dog, but then I didn't know we could control where we would live and stuff. So I'm like, well, you could be a stray
There's
dog.
context to all of these answers.
Yeah.
Kyle thinks that he's gonna have control when he gets reincarnated to the specific situation.
Yeah, I'm gonna be.
Also,
that.
you're like an older bull. You didn't even have the
No,
first
be
part.
a
Yeah.
wiser one.
Yeah. All right. Well, the next one though is I asked you guys what would your baseball walkout song be? And for those of you that don't know, when a batter comes up to bat, there's usually a theme song that they have, a popular song that they have that they walk out to pump everybody up. John's. Can you guys guess real fast what John's is? John chose "I'm Too Sexy."
That would be funny.
That'd
though,
be a
if
good
you
one,
did
right?
that.
That would be funny.
That'd be-
Yes,
that'd be
yes,
funny.
that would be funny.
Good choice.
Thank you.
Kyle said "Wild Thing," which I'm assuming is an homage to Major League.
Yeah.
That and I think if out of the three of us, if I was on the mound and that person was batting, they would be the most scared.
Oh, because you might bean them.
Yeah,
In the same
head
way,
or
yeah.
in the face or whatever. They'll be
In
upset.
the face.
Not striking them out.
Yeah,
actually hitting them
Yeah.
with the ball.
Yeah.
They're nice. Okay.
Yeah.
Shoots.
Is that
No,
going to
but
be
by
the
accident, not intentionally.
I don't know about
same
you.
kind of aim if you're the bull too, right? So. But Devin said my favorite answer, which was Metallica's "For Whom the Bell Tolls."
Oh, that's a good one.
That's a good one. That's a
too.
good one.
But then you know what? If the stadium got dark and there's like full of room, and then that started playing,
Yeah.
and Devin walked out,
Yeah. So you all saw Devin walk out after.
for whom the bell tolls, he walks out in his tight security guard outfit.
TSA outfit.
It wouldn't be as intimidating. Sorry.
Thanks.
Sorry.
Thanks.
Yeah.
Why
now,
do they have the tight
now
clothes
coming up
on
to
for?
pitch TSA SAC Myers.
That's a good song though.
It
But
is.
Yeah.
no,
Awesome.
but I will say
Devin
Devin
is our music savant, so it makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, Devin is also, as far as his answers go, the oldest soul in the group because
12 Angry Men.
no. Because I asked the question, what's the best thing you bought from Amazon this year?
Oh, uh-huh.
Okay. And he answered something called chocolate malt tablets that taste like Horlicks.
Oh yeah, you found
Oh.
that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I found that too, and it was good.
See?
They both
Dude,
old.
you
This
should
sounds
order
like a Werther's commercial that you guys are doing.
No, but you should order.
What
it.
is, first
Okay,
of all, what is
it's not the same,
Horlicks?
though.
It's not. Yeah, it's not exactly the same, but it's close.
What
It's
is
about as close as you
Horlicks?
can-
Okay,
So,
depending on what country you're in.
yeah.
United States.
Okay, Horlicks was this malted tablet that was in it's like in a glass jar, and it was like little medicine-looking tablets
Okay.
that tasted like malted milk,
Okay.
but it was
I
kind
kind
So
of
it's a
remember
lot
that. Yeah,
chalky,
yeah.
kind of
Without
chalky.
the chocolate.
Yeah, kind of.
Yeah, kind of.
Kind of.
Okay.
But they were really good, and if you're of our time frame, you could find it at Long's.
Yeah.
And if you were lucky, your mom would buy them
Yeah.
and bring them home.
Yeah.
And when she
Wow,
would
that's
sit
so
there and
unlucky.
eat them, you'd wait for her to walk away
And
so
you
that
go
you go
grab.
get some. Because she never at least my mom never wanted to share it with me, or she would go, "Here, you get like 2."
Oh no, me and my sister had our own bottle because
Really?
we liked that thing
Did you
so
know
much.
what this is? You know what Horlicks
I
is?
think I know what that is.
And then my sister, I used to steal from my sister because I didn't want my bottle to
course.
get empty first. So she caught onto it and she started marking her bottle with markers to watch it go down.
Oh, you mean like the line? where
Yeah.
it was.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, sorry, I don't mean to ask you a question, but did you torture your brother very much when you?
Oh, all the time.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
So yeah, like this. This guy. Okay.
Tortured you.
No.
Oh.
Tortured his sister.
Oh.
When she was sleeping. Get this. When she was sleeping, he tied a string to her leg.
These are lies.
The other side tied a teddy bear to her leg. And then went, Jill, watch out, the house on fire. She gets up, she's screaming. And then she's freaking out, not because she thinks the house is on fire, but now this bear is chasing her down the hallway. So she's running around and the bear is chasing after her. And it's like...
It's all lies.
Just the worst stuff
It's all
ever
lies.
to his sister.
Anyway, this is next podcast.
Bruh. Eating the Horlicks is the best.
I mean, I don't think it's a surprise though that people would think that you're a little kolohe.
Yeah, a little bit. I think I've mellowed out over my years.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, for real.
We've heard stories.
You knew me when I was crazy. I'm not as crazy anymore.
Yeah, but it's just you're like that lion that sits there and waits. Goes,
Waits for his spot.
Yeah, I'm not going to mess.
No,
with
I'm
him
the
now.
bull.
I'm gonna just wait.
Waiting.
Yeah,
because then
He's
you
waiting to
fucking
stud
people.
with you.
That's
yeah.
not good. That's not good. No, it's more of a lion thing because he just decides when he gonna pounce.
Does
But he
the-
waits for the moment, and then when he pounces, then it's all over.
But wait, let me get back on track. Does
Yes,
Horlicks does this Amazon one have a brand or is it also Horlicks?
No, it's not called Horlicks.
It's not. It's
And
it's some brand from Thailand.
And it's in a package, like
It's a red packet.
Yeah, and you rip it.
I feel like I've eaten that thing before.
Okay, well
I
if
didn't know what it was called.
You know, we'll order it. In fact, you order it, right?
I did.
Why don't you bring some to share next time?
I'd be
because
curious.
I'll be here, sure, whatever.
Yeah, just come by.
No, I was gonna say because
Oh, in fact, here it is.
like malt. It's
That's
literally called malt
Malt
tablets
tablet.
by Rosella, Roscela. If you guys want to send any packets to these guys, send it to Devin's home address, which is which you can see. I was gonna say your fans can send you some if you want. If you want to give out
That'd
your
be awesome.
Why? You already got her.
send
eh?
it. Send
I
it.
ate 'em all
94.7 Kumu attention, Devon Nekoba.
Yeah.
I tried a
Send it to
different
Kumu.
The one I tried was
John
Oh, yeah?
said. John said his favorite. John said his favorite purchase was a book titled "The Power of Money."
Psychology of Money.
Psychology of Money,
Yeah, that was really good.
which
Darren Leong
Wow.
recommended it to me
Okay,
But that was your favorite book?
that was his favorite purchase on
on
Amazon.
Amazon. It was within the. Oh, I only started from 2023. Was I supposed to go like a full year?
No.
Oh.
This year, yeah. And Kyle answered an airsoft automatic pistol.
Oh yeah.
You remember that? When we
Yep.
shot Devin to see how it hurt?
Yep.
Yeah, that was fun.
You see what
Kyle-
I'm saying?
Kyle shot Devin right in the neck.
So, as someone who just defended himself as the least rascal one,
I mean,
you now have to tell the story about what you shot Devin in the neck.
Well, yeah,
Now,
accidentally
granted,
in
he
the
wasn't
neck.
facing
Accidentally.
Kyle.
Yeah. Huh?
He wasn't facing you, so it wasn't like.
Yeah, it wasn't dangerous or anything.
Because
like
it
that.
had hop up.
Well, we were at my house during COVID and I was bored, so I bought this airsoft automatic pistol and I was shooting it in my yard before they came over for a podcast. But
Kyle's
before
50 years old, by the way.
Yeah, okay.
before we started recording, I said, "Hey, you guys, check this gun out. Let's try shoot targets in my yard with it." So we were shooting, and Devin goes, "Oh, I'll like try." And then so he shot, and then I go, "Can you set the target up again?" And then while he was walking, I looked at John, and John looked at me, and he goes, "Don't do it." And I go, "I gotta see if it hurts." And if I ask him, he's gonna say, "No, don't shoot me because it might hurt, right?" So I was aiming for his shirt. Because it's not going to hurt if he hit his shirt.
and somehow
Somehow the bullet flew higher up and him on the back of his neck without any covering, just like, just skin.
Perfect spot.
Yeah, and then I heard him go, "Ow! Fuck!"
I will vouch for Kyle. That's exactly what happened.
Yeah.
The bullet went up.
Yeah.
Like, it was weird. It didn't go down. It
Yeah,
didn't go
it went
up and then right into back of Devin's head.
And then I said, "Did it hurt?" He goes, "Yeah!" And then John looked at me and John laughed.
Maybe that's why the guy was doing the gym stuff because he wanted his back strong in case.
exactly,
So Kyle
exactly.
shoots him in the back.
It was unfortunate, and I apologize for shooting you.
I thought this
Yeah,
was
you were laughing the whole time.
Well, when you
Whatever.
sent that to me, I thought it was a response to the I think it was the Mila Gibson episode where you were talking about home defense.
Oh no, that's a different gun.
No, I know what the gun you
Yeah,
were talking about was,
yeah.
but I thought this was like you'd gone down this whole like non-lethal rabbit hole that you had.
Yeah, no. When I got the last one, I knew I couldn't shoot Devin with Don because it hurt.
yeah.
It's kind of
crying.
It's kind of sore.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But anyway, so speaking of Horlicks and speaking of food, I wanted to talk about sandwich choices because this one was a very hot topic for me personally. And
Wait,
John,
before you
By the way, I think
Continue.
this has to be our last question.
Oh, okay.
No,
Oh, wow.
I was
Okay,
just
right
gonna
there.
I was just gonna tell you this is his episode.
Oh, so he decides when we're gonna end it?
No.
All right.
Thank you for the heads up.
Like 4 o'clock.
Exactly.
Okay, so one more question. Okay, so I'll change my question then because so wait, just real quick. John said ham and cheese sandwich. I could not agree more. Devin chose Jersey Mike's, which is
Well, no, just Philly cheesesteak.
no, sorry, not Devin. Kyle chose Jersey Mike's,
Oh, really?
which was
You like Jersey Mike's, huh?
I got addicted to it, bro. I don't know what happened. I think
Which one?
The one in Hawaii Kai.
No.
which sandwich?
Which sandwich? Which
It's Jersey Mike's. Restaurant.
The Jersey.
Wait, time out. First of all, is the Hawaii Kai one better than the Kahala one?
They're all
no
the
idea.
same. It's a chain.
I have no
It's
idea.
like going to Burger
I thought it was
King.
something. Yeah, I thought it was something.
I never went to another Jersey Mike.
Oh, sorry. Which is your favorite sandwich from
favorite
Jersey Mike's?
sandwich?
that regular Jersey Mike sub, I guess. I like it Mike's
What's
way.
in it?
I don't know, prosciutto ham and all the other crap that they put inside. I don't know, number 7. I don't know what they call it. I just go there.
Oh, okay.
I gotta go there and look at the number. Yeah. It's good though.
Okay.
I feel like I'm eating a salad because there's vegetables in it.
That's not a sandwich.
But I mean, now you have to go and try Kahala, and you have to go and try it so that we know next time I come back.
Yeah.
There's a Kahala Jersey Mike.
Yeah, Mililani
Yeah,
too.
there's like-
Yeah,
They're
there's
all over
Couple
the
A,
place.
and
Yeah.
they're all over the place.
Jeez, I only thought I had a Kahala.
Yeah, but I couldn't agree more with John.
What did Devin said?
Philly
No, he
cheesesteak.
said Philly
Oh,
cheesesteak.
okay.
From
Yeah,
Jersey Mike's
wow.
too.
No, from D&B's.
Oh.
The Philly cheesesteak is actually
Really,
pretty good.
D&B?
D&B's. Oh, Dave and Buster's.
Man,
has
I've
a
never had
sandwich
anything
stall.
good there.
Devin used to live Devon Buster's before he got married.
Live there?
Every night he would go with my other
Did you
friend.
just call it Devon Busters?
Dave and Buster's. Before he got married.
What? Why? What do you mean?
I don't know. They just used to hang out there all the time.
Oh,
Every
Wednesdays.
We
was-
were our friend Ryan
Under
was
21
recently
night.
divorced, and I had just gotten out of a engagement.
So-
So we were both like, "What do we do?" Well, we could go to a strip joint. We could go Dave and Buster's. We went to Dave and Buster's.
and then you found your love, Philly cheesesteak.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes, that is true.
Yeah.
But okay, so one more question.
Okay.
So, and I wanted to wrap this up with the last question that I had on the list because I think it's the most interesting of the question. And I asked you, what is a weird fact that you know?
Right.
So, John, being maximum professional real estate agent, says
It's just on
that
my mind.
he knows too much about powder post beetles, which
What is
I don't know that anybody else except real estate agents know what powder
the hell
post
is
beetles
that?
are.
What the?
Powder post beetles are a pain in the butt, man. Powder post beetles.
Powder post
They're a
beetles
bane on my
are the
existence.
21st century termites for Hawaii.
Really?
What is that?
Explain.
It's a beetle.
Yeah,
Then-
but
Look.
It's a
Thank
tiny-
you. What about them? Did they have?
It's a tiny little beetle. They burrow into wood to lay their eggs
Yeah.
and nest, and they're just like but they're like impossible to kill.
yeah.
Where are they found mostly in Oahu?
They came
So-
from China.
Oh,
and
is that?
yeah.
Oh,
So they came
that
in, as
makes
far as I
sense.
understand, they came in furniture and cabinets.
Okay.
Uh-huh.
And they are impossible to kill with any like tenting or spot treating to get into the weeds on termite treatment methods. The only way to do it that I know of that has been really successful is you literally close down your entire kitchen and then they put in these heaters.
That doesn't work either.
It doesn't work either?
Nope.
Okay, tell me the
that
facts,
sounds
John.
like bed bugs.
Yeah.
Basically, but it's termites. They eat your wood. They eat the cabinets.
Wait,
Now-
how come
now-
I never heard of this?
Yeah.
Like, is it
Yeah.
Because they're
Was it a
most
real
peop-
estate secret
Most
or
people
something?
don't. Well, okay. The good news about them is that they don't eat as aggressively as termites, and they don't propagate like termites. So if you just kind of go around and as you see them, you kill them and stuff like that, you can pretty much just kind of keep them under control. So most people probably don't even know they have powder post beetle in their house, but they have them.
Chill it down, bro.
And then, so that's probably why you haven't heard of them, because
Did you have in your house?
I've had 3 in the past year in my client's house.
Yeah.
What about in Hawaii Kai?
Yeah, in Hawaii Kai.
Oh no.
They don't move around like termites either. They don't
Yeah, they don't
fly.
fly.
So usually you get them when you bring in something that has them in the wood already.
Yeah.
Powder post
shit,
beetles, and
I
then they
didn't
just
know about
they're just ubiquitous forever.
Bro, I see that thing on my house all the time.
Kyle is pointing
probably-
to a photo on Devon's.
Yeah,
Like that?
They're real tiny.
Yeah,
They're
they're
like
super
that,
tiny,
they're
yeah.
that big.
Oh wow, you got powder post beetles in your house, bro.
But yeah, so tenting, you have to put like 15 times the amount of gas into it, so it costs 3 times the amount to tent to try to kill them. But even if you tent, they can't guarantee that you'll kill them, even though you're paying 3 times as much for the tenting. The heat, everybody that I've had do the heat treatment, they're still there after.
Oh, interesting.
They try using the orange stuff.
Still there.
You can paint that on your cabinets like a lacquer. That supposedly works.
How big are they though?
They're tiny. They're like the half the size of a grain of rice.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Oh, okay, I don't see it on my house then.
Yeah, and they leave these little shavings that kind of look like termite droppings, but they're. It's funny because
you're so getting in the weeds with this thing.
I have a client that we just had this whole powder post.
Yeah, has this been
yesterday.
around?
So didn't listen to it again, but
10 years ago.
See, I think they were, but I feel like all of a sudden they're like all over the place.
At least in my career, which has been 8 years.
Oh, really?
But I think it's more common now because it comes in from. Anyway, it comes in more commonly from imported furniture.
I didn't deal with them for 20 years, and then all of a sudden, all these deals, I'm dealing with powder post beetles now.
And it's all around the island.
So do you have one particular fact that you find most interesting about powder post beetles?
Well, just that they're just unkillable. Yeah.
So basically, you smash them in your fingers.
Yeah, basically, if you have them in your house, that's it. You just
have them.
You just have them. They're not gonna eat your house. They're not gonna do like damage, like your house gonna fall down kind of damage. Yeah. But you're just gonna have to keep looking for them, and when you see them, you kill the ones that you see, and then try to plug the holes with pesticide. And
damn, man.
Yeah. And
see, you really shouldn't have said anything about that because now Kyle's gonna be wandering around in his house.
It leaves that you're gonna see, instead of the droppings, you're gonna see little dust, like wood dust that it leaves outside the holes instead of like the droppings, kind of
like termite droppings.
That's how you find it.
So the easiest way to get rid of them is if like they're in the cabinet, you just take the whole cabinet out.
It's not that easy
because they don't move fast. So if they're in the cabinet, they're probably just in the cabinet. Oh, it's not like termites where they could be in the cabinet, but they made a burrow and went down into the.
But do they like multiply in the hundreds or?
I don't think so.
Yeah. Do they keep out termites? So if you have powder,
you know what I mean? I don't know. Yeah.
Because if you have that, then maybe you don't have to worry about
like
termites.
Construction bees.
Yeah.
Exactly. They're definitely not as bad as termites, but it's just all of a sudden they just keep popping up all over.
Are they bringing the property value down if it's already known?
No. Most people don't care.
Huh? I was singing "The More You Know" theme song.
Oh yeah.
Sorry for the powder post.
Yeah, that was a deep
digression.
Devin, but I mean, to be fair, Devin gave a cop-out answer, which was also a humble brag, where he said, "I'm a DJ. I know too many."
Oh wow. Oh yeah, that's true.
I do.
Though.
I have all kinds of.
Oh yeah, stupid knowledge.
You can't even give one fact.
I can't because depending on what you want to talk about, there's some dumb thing that I've heard.
That's half of being a DJ.
I mean, it's actually a nice little side benefit of doing this job in being an interviewer, right? Is if you listen to people long enough and you're around long enough, you just learn shit just by osmosis. So and it's been helpful when I do interviews. So like if we have our Hawaii Matters interviews at our station, if somebody comes in for we've had people come in for mental health, we've had people come in for different stuff, and so I can just draw on whatever sundry information is in my head and just kind of go, oh yeah. And we actually do that here.
Yeah, I was gonna say,
right, because somebody will always come on, and if you're here talking to us about real estate, I'll say, and then I can
I've
talk about something.
Learned the most about things in the past 2.5 years or 3 years of being on this podcast than school.
Did you learn? That's a good segue. Did you learn your fact from this? Don't say what it is yet.
Okay.
Because honestly, first, if master of all knowledge over
I
here
only
knows
went.
what it is too.
I only learned about it because a friend went there, and while they were there, I found that out, and I was like,
okay.
What?
Well, present your fact to the group.
You know the Great Pyramids of Egypt?
Yes.
How many sides do they have?
I don't know. 3, 4?
I did not know this fact. This was a new fact to me.
8?
Yeah.
You knew that? Can't fool Devin.
How'd you know?
How does it have 8 sides?
They're kind of beveled in on the flat sides if you look from the top.
Oh.
Yeah.
So technically, because even though it's only for faces, they have.
Yeah. So the Luxor Hotel
Yeah.
in Vegas built wrong.
Oh man.
Oh.
Yeah.
Do you
But
go
it is
there?
a
Do you
cool
go to
elevator.
Vegas and be like, every time you look at the pyramid, you're like, "Pff, that's wrong.
I haven't gone to Vegas in a while, but now when I
All
go,
that
I'm
money
like,
to be a fraud.
fraud.
Vegas has always been so historically
Also-
accurate.
So what was funny was the couple that I know went to Egypt for like a vacation, came home, and I already learned this knowledge. So I was kind of acting smart because they're talking about the trip, and then I go, "Did you know that the pyramids have 8 sides?" And they go, "What pyramid?" I go, "The pyramid that you just saw in Egypt." They go, "No," and I go, "Yes," and they go, "No, it's not." I go, "You were there, right?" And they go, "Yeah." I go, "Didn't they educate you? Because not too many people know about that." And they go, "How do you know?" I go, "Right here," and I show them the pictures.
From his phone.
And I go,
Off Google.
Yeah, and I go, I learned this stuff.
Pyramidfacts.com.
I learned this stuff by not even going there. You were there and you didn't even know. So I'm wondering how people are getting educated by this.
That's because the aliens were crooked eye when they were building it. Anyway, so that's gonna do it for our show today. Thank you to John, Kyle, and Devin for
Nick.
having me on
Thank
this
you, Nick.
Oppo-cast
Thank
again.
you, Nick.
Thank you,
Thank you
Nick.
to Kupu Kupu Landscaping, Fort Ruger Market, to all the Patreon subscribers, especially Mitsue, who is, or I shouldn't say especially, because especially me, because it wouldn't be here without me. I think, of course, it did all come out wonderful again, and I hope the listeners enjoyed doing this again, because this is now...
I thought this one was better than the last one.
Really?
Thank you.
Okay, the next one will get you back as a guest.
No, that's not how Oppo-cast works.
I know, but we're going to do the Oppo-cast.
Of course, if you want to support the show, 5 stars on all the favorite listening ventures, including
And once we get it on
YouTube.
Spotify, then you can
Yeah.
put 5 stars on that one.
The
too.
ratings do actually help, right?
Yes, they
So
really do.
please,
Yeah.
For the
rate,
algorithm,
review,
yeah.
like, subscribe, do everything. Tell your friends about it.
Actually, we're doing really well now on the audio side, more than the YouTube side.
So you get stats on that too. Get
Yeah.
people 5 star.
Because
and
people listen to
comment.
the music and go, "Oh no, it's those guys talking again."
So people
Yeah.
are choosing to not look at us.
Well, that makes sense.
But they
Makes
still
sense.
listen. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I hope to change that with this
There you go.
mug right here.
Yeah.
There you go.
So anyway, thank you guys for listening. Thank you guys for watching. Aloha.
Take care.